lineage, and for each of you. Treasurer, Madam Harveston Young, and for new calls at this pivotal milestone in your journey, long in the making. We gather on the traditional lands of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, in honor of the stewardship of this territory. I acknowledge that justice must begin with truth, including the truth of where we stand. And I'm grateful to the Law Society of Ontario and the people who caused this magnanimous honor to be conferred on me, and to the family and friends who are here to celebrate my honor. I appreciate you. I come as a daughter of the African diaspora, a woman whose people were uprooted but not erased, displaced and dispersed but not destroyed. I was shaped by communities rich in value, raised down for endurance, and called into this work of service for God and humans. I was steward to whom much is given, so much is expected of me. Stewardship sustains growth. So today, I speak not just as the Chief Commissioner. I speak as a witness to what is possible when we honor those who come before us and invest in those who will come after us. This is more than a ceremony. It is a sacred moment where you not only enter your profession, but also stepping into your calling. To be called to the bar is no small feat or honor. But to be called as a black warrior or an ITL warrior in this time, in this country, and in this legacy, that is a deep. You now stand within a legal tradition of over 228 years, Mr. Treasurer. That is strong. It was shaped by the Law Society of Ontario, before that, Law Society of Canada, the oldest self-regulating legal profession in Canada. You must be proud. You're entering an institution with immense history, and with it, great responsibilities. But our true lineage, my true lineage, did not begin here. It began long before law degrees were conferred. Long before this province made room for all people. It began with ancestors who were denied the very right you are now charged to defend. It began with your parents, grandparents, who believed, often with no evidence, just faith, that one day someone from their line will stand where you now stand. So understand this. You being here is not symbolic, it is substantive. It means that the law and the society itself is being reshaped by you, informed by your lived experiences. Your voice is essential. You are now part of a long line of excellence, resistance, and principled leadership. A line that stretches from behind, and with your courage, it will go far ahead. But this responsibility does not exist in ideal conditions. Today, all shared humanity is under assault across the world, including Canada. We are witnessing the rollback of equity gains, the politicization of inclusion, and the erosion of public trust in institutions, including law. Hard-won rights are being questioned. Basic truths truth are up for debate. The protections so many fought for are being challenged. Some subtly, sometimes boldly, and increasingly through legislative means. This is the context in which you are called. In this biota, neutrality is not a virtue, silence is not strategy, and delay is not wisdom. The role of a lawyer, your role, has never been more vital. Do not use the law to uphold the status quo. Rather, use it to hold the line and then move the line forward. The law must be a bulwark, a shield against abuse, indifference, and mockery. My friends, when injustice is ignored, it spreads. When inequality is tolerated, it calcifies. And when rights are denied, democracy begins to fracture. First quietly, then loudly, then metastasization. What is at stake is not just the integrity of law, but trust in our institutions, protection for all communities where we live, the possibility of fairness for the marginalized, for the vulnerable is at stake. If the law is to remain legitimate, it must remain just, and that depends on you. Everyone will. Dr. King reminded us that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. It only bends though, if and only if people of principle, people like you, pull it with both hands, with passion, purpose, and pragmatism. Let me be clear. You're not just here to practice law. You are here to practice justice. The law, at its best, is not just a system. It is a safeguard. It protects the rights of the vulnerable, the dignity of the silent, and the possibility of fairness in an often unfair world. Dickens' Mr. Bungle said the law is an ass. But law requires interpretation, application, conscience, and that is where you come in. As newcomers, you carry more than your credential. You carry the weight of expectation, the power of representation, and the responsibility to lead with integrity. For me, this is not a theory. I speak as one who has walked the path. Throughout my journey as an examiner, investigator, author, mediator, adjudicator, arbitrator, deputy judge, and chief commissioner, I have seen the law uplift and exclude. And I chose to stand in the gap for youth, for women, for communities whose voices were often ignored, because I believe in the power of principled leadership. I have seen what happens when the law forgets who it is meant to protect. And I have seen what is possible when those of us within choose to serve with humanity, clarity, and courage, armed with purpose, passion, and determination. You stand on the shoulders of trailblazers, path pavers, and champions. Not so you can walk through the door alone, but so you can hold it open for others. Lift as you climb. It is not just a slogan. It is an epic. Be generous with your time. Be humble in your leadership. Be fierce in your love for people and justice. Your excellence needs little if it is not in service. And the law, without love and responsibility, becomes little more than procedures. So where do you move from here? I say forward, onward, not only as a lawyer, but as a steward of justice. You carry with you more than a title. You carry trust. You carry the memories of those who opened doors for you and the responsibility to keep those open for others. Let your work be principled in the famed administration of justice and rule of law. Let your presence reflect dignity. Let your purpose remain anchored in justice, especially when it is inconvenient, especially when it is quiet. You will be asked to make choices, to speak when silence is safer, to lead when the path is unclear, to represent more than your clients, to represent values. Dare to be a Daniel. And in those moments, I hope you remember this. You're called not just because of what you know, but because of who you are and who you are becoming. So walk with courage, lead with humility, carry others as you were carried. So serve with love. Bobby Dylan said, you got to serve somebody. And remember, success is a process. The future is not promised, but it is shaped by those bold enough to carry the law with justice and their people with love, passion, purpose, and pragmatism. And remember, when the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. Heartiest congratulations. God bless. Missy McCrish.